You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This was a memorable weekend in football as we watched the college football playoff crown a new champion in historic fashion when the Indiana Hoosiers defeated the Miami Hurricanes in Miami 27-21, beat them at home. What stood out to y'all the most in this championship game, and what should Curt Cignetti do this offseason?
Well, look, I'm gonna be brief. Que hola todo lo cubano ahí. You know, shout out to Mendoza, Cuban, you know what I'm saying, winning.
Bro, you better be careful with that shit.
Be careful, bro.
It's the United States.
You in Texas
your ass
too,
up. He talking all that shit.
Next week you ain't gonna say
you see this right here? I'm good. Hey, you see this right here? I'm good. You understand me? Hey, I was born in Chi-Town.
Hey, the fact that he got his passport on him right now.
Let you know where we at. He got a stay strapped. He stay strapped. Nigga, don't even play with me, nigga.
Hey, that wasn't even real passport was spelled right.
Oh man. But
man got on
look.
wallet, bro.
I do, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause, you know, I be getting this stamp, you know what I'm saying? So I'm enjoying this, you know, but it is what it is. Look, you know, shout out to all the Cubans out there. Look, I wanted obviously the U to win. I picked them when we was talking about it last week. The thing that stood out to me is Mendoza, that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that you want out of a potential franchise quarterback, he displayed it. He displayed moxie.
You being biased, FIFA.
How am I being biased?
You show love to your ethnicity.
He bullshit. Go ahead, finish your point, FIFA. He just bullshit.
Mendoza stood out, bro. Mendoza stood out like a man amongst boys. So that to me, that was like the biggest takeaway. Like, there's nothing you can do at the college level to like. He got all the answers to the test, and he's been playing like that in his college football.
Is he on hands down number one?
Okay. Hands down.
I feel sorry for the Raiders if they don't have to take this man number one. And
they don't have to do shit, Lou.
Yeah, but they are because they the Raiders. So I guess I can't feel that sorry for him. But he's not good, bro. He's not an NFL quarterback. I think that was very evident when he was playing against that Miami defense because he's going to be playing athletes like that every week in the NFL. Not saying that he wasn't in a good conference in the Big Ten. I know they play top-tier talent. He just didn't look impressive. Like, he looks like he's in a really good system, and he know how to run that system really well. But do I trust him going to the Raiders and being a star? Hell no.
So you telling me that run that he had on 4th and 5?
That was a great run.
FIFO had great college moments.
FIFO, that was a great run, and that was a great moment for him. But to say he was a man amongst boys in this game is a complete falsehood. I watched this game. He was dominated by that defensive line at Miami. The problem in this game, what stood out most to me in this game, was the 3rd and 4th down penalties and bonehead plays that Miami was making. Miami had this game won if they had composure. It was 3rd and 17 or 18 because he had been getting beat up so bad, and they ran a draw play, running back draw play, and it was a face mask, and they got a first down out of it. You got a couple personal fouls, you got a couple pass interference calls, holding calls, just egregious moves by the Miami defense on 3rd down several times when they could have gotten off the field. Secondly, the offense didn't get going for Miami at all in the first half. They played one half of football and had a chance to win it at the end. If you had told most people that Miami would have been in this game at the end of the game with a shot to win it, they would have called you a liar because you would have thought that he would have dominated. But he had 186 yards passing, 15 or 27, something like that, -8 yards rushing. And that's with that run. So in saying that Mendoza did not dominate, he won the game. That's what you're supposed to do. But we're not going to act like he was out there just killing them because he wasn't. That was on Miami to win that game, and they let it slip out of their hands. You put it in Carson Beck's hands to win the game, he didn't get the job done. That's what it boils down to. And as far as Indiana's head coach, if I was him, I'd take my talents to the NFL as fast as I could and take all the money I can get because it's going to be tough to get back there. with the Indiana squad. I don't know who his quarterback is going to be next year. I don't know if he even named him. Mendoza's brother transferred to Georgia Tech today. So I don't know what their quarterback situation is going to look like for next year.
They got somebody out of the portal. They were saying it last night. They got somebody out of the
portal.
Oh, they
did? Okay. Well, his brother, Mendoza's brother, just transferred to Georgia Tech today. But I don't think he'll reach these heights again. So right now, while he's high, I would take my talents and get all the money I can get.
Yeah. Honestly, what stood out to me was that Miami defense and that running back. Who was it? Number 10? That's
the receiver, Tony.
The
number 4 is Fletcher, the running back.
Yeah. The run game for Miami and that defensive line. I think the kid Ruben, whatever his name is, he's definitely going top 5 in the draft. The running back will probably be a first or second round pick, but I was really impressed. I thought because I picked it to be a blowout. I thought Indy was going to win by more than one possession. So shout out to Miami with that. Carson Beck is like 35 years old and still can't win the big game. So I'm not really worried about him and his career. I do agree with FIFA. I think Mendoza solidified that he is the best quarterback coming out of this draft class, and the Raiders have no other choice but to draft him. But if I was Cignetti, I would definitely go with him to the NFL, go to the Raiders. I think the Raiders should give him a blank check. Well, they ain't got that much money because they paying 4 coaches, but they should at least give him job security, saying like you can do whatever the hell you want to for the next 5 seasons with your quarterback, and we'll see what happens. Because shit, what do the Raiders have as far as an alternative? Like all the good head coaches are pretty much done so far as those being signed in the NFL. Give a chance to the college coach who has proven he can win at any level. Well, he can win at the college football level, but it seems like he's coming in with a lot of momentum that he can build a roster and build a program up. So that was my main takeaways. It was a great game overall, though, too.
Yeah,
How would you guys leave college?
I think he proved his point. I think he can prove. I think every college coach tries the NFL at some point. You know what I'm saying? Every great one that is. So I think he can always come back. It's not like Indiana ain't gonna welcome him back if he leaves. So I just think that why not try the NFL while you literally can choose your quarterback. Like you can get the guy who won you the title.
They gave Cignetti an 11-year, 8-year contract, $11 million a year, I think, earlier this season. So he locked in.
So
yeah. Ken, them contracts is working all the time. That shit don't mean nothing. But look, I will say this to Nick's point, going to the NFL. Colin Cowherd always says this. I agree with it. When you get college head coaches going into the NFL, right, or even OC, DC, whatever, they have a pulse on the college kids coming out because they had to recruit all these guys. You know what I'm saying? So he'll know about some gems that some other organizations probably won't know that are a little bit more distant from the college game. You know what I'm saying? So I don't disagree. I think for him, if he does want to test the waters, what better way to do it with the number 1 overall pick, taking your quarterback and saying, hey, I did it at JMU. I did it at Indiana. Watch me do it with the Vegas Raiders. So, this is the best way to go about it if he's going to go about it.
And to me, the last part of that for me is he'll have time because the Raiders, they already paying for coaches. You got 3-4 years to build instead of just getting kicked out pretty quickly.
Yeah. Some people just come off as college coaches. To me, he one of those dudes, and I think that he's found the perfect situation in Indiana. Mark Cuban was talking about the whole process of why they hired him and how it was Shark Tank and he had a system and it works everywhere he goes. I don't think that he would put that on the line to go coach the Raiders. I think he'll stay in Indiana. You got a blank check, essentially. I got Mark Cuban behind me. I get to do whatever I want. I run this how I want. We can run this like a professional program without the stresses of being in the NFL. It have to be as media-facing as those coaches got to be. He seems like a college guy to me. I'd stay in Indiana until they kick me out, to be honest.
Pete Carroll seemed like a college coach until he came, came over to Seattle.
Even though with Pete Carroll, he has a different personality. Like he's a player's coach. This Cignetti seems like they fuck with him, but he ain't a player's coach. Like I couldn't imagine him going in the locker room full of grown men. I know Indiana had an older team, but those are still like these are professionals. I know they had an older team, but these are professionals though. These are professionals. They all can rent cars without paying extra.
That's the
They
team
were as old as Natty. What you talking about?
Exactly.
I just think like he's a college guy and he got a blank check and they're doing something to work with the people in place. Like keep running it back till they prove it don't work. I wouldn't leave to Indiana until I had to.
He ain't gonna never happen, bro. He won them their first. Like he is gonna get a statue built outside that motherfucking place. They're never gonna say like, "Oh yeah, you can't never come back," or like, "We done with you."
And they're not expecting him to be Nick Saban. Like you got the national title. Like you can stay there and be really 8-4 for the next 100, whatever many years at Indiana. They still gonna
all the more reason
to still get your statue.
That's what I'm saying. All the more reason to leave because you could test the water. Because if he succeeds in the NFL, bro, he's done something that what. Has there been a coach that won a national championship in the NFL? And
Jimmy Johnson.
Pete Carroll and Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, so but that's a short list. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like less than 5.
But that may not mean nothing to him. That don't seem like he don't seem like the type of guy that means anything.
If you want a title with the Raiders, bro, he's gonna get a statue built outside that motherfucker that next day too.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Right next to Al Davis.
That is true. That is true.
I think he should stay, and I think he will stay. I think
was our coach.
Yeah, I think it's at least for another year or two. See how things shake out. I do agree with you guys. Like it would be a dream scenario to go there with your quarterback, but he know what Mendoza is, which is probably why he's just going to stay where he at.
Exactly.
Let's go. You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Exactly.
But no, I'm just playing. Mendoza's going to be the number 1 draft pick by default. I think that line that he had in that game has been a Mendoza line all season long. He threw 41 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, but he doesn't light it up. He's not going to go out there and throw for a lot of yards like that. He's only had one game over 300 yards passing all year long. But he controls the game. He seems to be really efficient and sound with his reads. And I think, in the NFL, that may be able to work for him. I give him a lot of credit. He was tough, and in the fourth quarter, he showed up when they needed him the most. And I give Cignetti credit because they were awful on fourth down all season. They showed it up on the screen. But for him to take that chance and go ahead and try to put the game away, that took a lot. And he would what I like the most is how prepared he was, because he saw the defense and he had a feeling they would come out in that same defense, and that's why he went ahead and called that play. And like you said, they just blocked it differently. So but Mendoza wasn't impressive, but in all honesty, he wasn't impressive to me all season long. I never understood why people were so hyped on him, but outside of when he steps up in the fourth quarter. And when you're in the NFL, honestly, fourth quarter is where you win games. You probably really need a guy that has that clutch factor, and he's displayed it a couple of times. And look, they beat some real solid programs. They beat number 9 Illinois. They beat Oregon twice, and they were a top 5 team. They beat Ohio State. Destroyed Alabama, beat the shit out of Alabama.
You ain't had to say all that, kid. Get to your point.
And they beat and they beat Miami. But if you look at that Oregon game, he threw 5 touchdowns, but he only threw under 200 yards. So, I think depending on who the coach is, he'll be okay in the NFL, and he may be better He may be better in the NFL.
Yeah.
But was he impressive to me? No. Was that defense Miami had in that front 4 a menace? Absolutely. So I understand that had a lot to do with it, and that offensive line was getting destroyed. And the receivers couldn't get open too. That was the other thing. So I think you saw a talent gap that was managed to be overcome by coaching and scheme. But I give Mario Cristobal a lot of credit. I'm with you, Nick. I thought it was going to be a blowout, but that defense kept them in that game. But I think Mario should have been more aggressive early, because you can see Carson Beck was like frustrated that he couldn't throw the ball. He kept running the ball. But when you saw the end of the play, the end of the game, you saw why Mario was like, "Nah, we good."
Carson Beck was not. Yeah, he wasn't it. Yeah, the number 4 dude from Miami, Bain. Yeah, if I'm in the draft room in the NFL, I want him on my team.
Yeah,
he was a beast.
Yeah, he is. He's been that all year too,
man. Sheesh.
Mm-hmm.
He's been.
They were punishing Indiana's offensive line.
But that's the most surprising thing about this run for Indy is that they don't like. I feel like in every game, maybe except for the Alabama one, you would say like the talent's on the other side of the football, like the talent's with the other squad, but the scheme and I guess the want to was just there, which is why I think the head coach for Indy can just. I would love to see how that translates in the NFL. And then Mendoza, he's tall enough. He obviously has more sneaky athleticism, as they would say. I think he could be, again, like a middle class or Joe Burrow-ish kind of quarterback where it's like you put him in. You listen.
What? You talking about Mendoza?
Yeah, I'm saying like he had like you could coach
Joe Burrow middle class you?
No, I'm saying he's the middle class version of it. I'm saying
what about Joe Burrow throwing 60 touchdowns in his last season? Says this about Mendoza,
bro. If you would have gave Mendoza those weapons that Burrow had at LSU, he's
still been Mendoza.
No, I don't.
Burrow's a special quarterback. Like Mendoza's not.
He was throwing 2 game winning or game like the 2 best plays of that whole.
Read his stats for that season though, and then look at Mendoza's stats.
I'm not worried about the season. I'm worried about that game, bro. In that game, number 80. Was basically a practice squad guy until that game, and he gave
number 80 saved him. He saved Mendoza.
Exactly, but Mendoza still had to make them throws. He still had to make them throws.
Oh, nigga, he was just throwing that up. Man, there wasn't no special
no. He throw that shit all the time. Spike. That's
nice
part
throws.
Those weren't special throws, though.
That was nice time.
That back shoulder.
Those were great catches by the receiver.
I agree, but those back shoulder throws, that's what he does. Like
they do that all the time. You're right.
And that was on 4th down. You got to I give him props for that now.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not going to work in the NFL, bro. That's not
Why
going
not?
to work.
Why not?
You're playing
Aaron Rodgers made a killing off that.
Yeah, because Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback. He has better arm talent. When you're looking at Mendoza, you can tell, as y'all watch football, you can tell that he doesn't have any special talents. Now, y'all might say he got grit or whatever it may be.
He's hella efficient, bro. He's efficient.
That's
He's efficient.
That was the thing about Burrow. That was the thing.
I'm telling you, this is not going to translate to the NFL.
Bruh, first of all, how you saying all that? We watched all week, all college football playoffs, bro. He beat 6 top programs in the whole fucking country.
Because he's in a good system now. It's a such thing as a good college quarterback. That's what he is.
He won the
conference. He sounds like a game manager, don't he? And the best quarterbacks in the NFL are really good game managers. Don't lose me the game. Make the right play. Be gritty when we need you to be gritty and be clutch. That's what Mendoza is. Look, Spike.
I'm taking a game manager.
Spike. I'm not saying that he. Thank you. I'm not saying he's Joe Burrow. He's not Joe Burrow special. He doesn't have a big arm. He's not super fast. He's not any of that. But he can win games. You can win with a quarterback like him.
Somebody said it in the chat. He could be Brock Purdy.
That's disrespectful.
He's better than Brock.
He could be that.
Brock Purdy like 5'11", bro.
He's better than Brock Purdy? You think he's gonna be better than Brock Purdy?
Yes.
First of all, take the bass out of your voice for Brock Purdy. You ain't never talked about Brock Purdy.
Thank you.
You give a fuck.
Me and Ken been on Brock. That's my guy. I like Brock.
We gonna get to Brock Purdy, all right? Because where was he at? Where was he at?
That's Mendoza's ceiling is Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy still can get better. That's Mendoza's ceiling. That's him at best.
You crazy. The only reason why I was comparing them to Burrow was because of what people said the completion percentage, which means that he's accurate.
Oh my God.
He puts the ball right where it needs to be.
His ability to read process information, and read the game.
Yep.
Yeah, so that could help him a lot and overcome, certain deficiencies. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Some guy, we'll see. I don't know. But I think Miami should have ran more tempo early, because Indiana, once they got up, and especially once they got up by 10 points, and I'm with you, Shelton, the penalties were stupid. It was going to be tough to come back against that team, especially with them running the ball in the way they did. So Indiana pretty much controlled the game. I think Miami was playing catch up, the whole night. And the one time I thought they were I thought they were going to really steal the game with the way they were moving because Indiana struggled with tempo. But the Carson Beck we all know showed up. He thought he had it too. Spike, he thought he had it. He let that go.
Hey, I thought he had a kid the way he let it go.
It was confident.
That nigga looked up like it was an apple.
He looked like he was wide open, bro. Like, bro, it's a DB right there. Like, he put in the double coverage, dude. He was looking like he was wide open, bro.
The announcers was like, bro, they literally are the best team in zone coverage when it comes to those plays. That's why the DB played it, because he knew he had the safety up top.
And Carson Beck was so surprised when it got picked off. Just like, what? You didn't see it?
After he was over on the sideline crying because he thought the game was over until the penalty happened on the tackle. So, yeah. Anyway, good game, man. I'm glad I was wrong. Oh, yeah. That helped them out a lot. But, but that third quarter, Mendoza was awful. 1 for 5 for 19 yards. But that fourth quarter,
that run, was that fourth down? That run was on fourth.
Yeah.
4th and 5 is crazy to do.
4th and 5. 4th and 5.
He put a slow ass juke on that guy.
It was.
And then bounced off other guys, bro.
He did that man.
He was surprised he was surprised he was still on his feet. I don't even think he knew he was still.
I hate it. That's that video game bouncer was like, bro, this is a quarterback. How is he just bouncing off linebackers like that? Come on, man.
Because he's 6'5".
Yeah. I guess. Anyway, great game. So
Indy showed up for Miami too. I couldn't even tell they was in Miami most of the time. That Indy crowd came through.
It was loud.
It's been how many years, Nick? Of course, they were definitely going to show up. They've been waiting on this.
It's the first time. First time they ever won the national title.
Damn, I thought
96. No, they never won the national. Just say first national title. Last team that first won their first national title was Florida in 96.
Shit, okay. Well, let's move on.
Let's go. You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.